Alrighty then, the stream is up. Have a bit of quiet for a second, boys. Hello and welcome to the SLR SidePOD podcast. This is the second episode. This episode will basically be going over the review of the season so far, going over the drivers of the week. Of course, Clock is in, so he will be doing his little special quiz in the middle. And then we will just end it off with a prediction of the next week and the rest of the season. I am a little bit ill and in pain, so we'll have to see how this goes. So as long as everyone's got their audio in, would you all like to start?
Yeah, I'm good to go.
Yes, all right.
Yeah. All good.
Okay, so we'll be starting off with a review of Division 1. So for that we have Jam and Ham, who will be going over how the season's gone so far for them, any sort of quarrels and problems they've seen so far, and just their overall season for them in general. So, take it away, lads. How's your season been?
Oh, I'll let you start, James, mate.
Are you talking individually or the division as a whole?
Division at whole at the start, please, mate.
Well, obviously we've had some shaky periods, obviously losing quite a few drivers, but I think on the whole now we have a very competitive grid. As we've seen on the last few races, there's been only 7 or 8 attempts to put in the whole field in Q1, so I think we've got through the rough patch, and it's had its ups and downs so far, but I'd say on the whole it's been a pretty competitive season so far.
Yeah, I'd say
Alright.
say the same really. Like James said, obviously we've had one or two issues, but overall, and we've come out of it, I'd say, in a stronger position now than what we were in before. We've got a really good group of lads in Div 1, some obviously really quick drivers, and it's providing some really entertaining races week in, week out, which I'm sure everyone's enjoying on the streams. I know I'm enjoying watching the other divisions, so I'd like to think that they are too.
I've noticed that Div 1 is quite a popular stream for people to watch. So it's definitely showing viewer-wise, but I've noticed a lot of the Div 1 drivers that were there before this whole thing happened, they were a lot happy with the driving as well. So yeah, it's definitely improved after everything that happened. And what's it like individually for you then? Your own perspective on this season?
I'll start again then.
Yeah.
Well, for me personally, I don't think it could have gone much better than it has. Obviously, to be leading the championship pretty much halfway through it, can't really complain about that. But obviously, you don't win it halfway; you win it at the end. So, got to keep pushing on. But I don't know, a couple shaky races for myself, but on the whole, I think winning 5 races and 5 races in a row, you can't really complain.
Yeah.
I'd say it's going pretty well on the whole for me. Obviously, I wouldn't mind having like a win or so more under my belt, but there's sometimes not a lot you can do about that. Overall, I've been consistently on the podium, in the top points positions and second in the championship, not too far off the lead. Not had the best of luck sometimes in terms of like maybe strategy. I've made a few mistakes, but I think everyone has a bit, so it'll be interesting to see what the second half of the season holds, because hopefully it should be a really good championship battle between the 3 of us, I reckon.
Yeah, I just went onto the site, and Jam is on 155.5. I don't know where the 0.5 came from. Ham Kim is in second with 127, and Midzi not too shy of them at 107.5. So far it's close between the top 3, but there's a 40-something gap between Midzi and Freeman, so definitely a big gap from the top 3 to the rest of the grid.
Yeah, we had points in Britain. That's why there's the point fives in there.
Yeah, I just want to say, I hate to break it down to you, Callum, but those points are after Britain, so they're not up to date yet.
Fair enough.
It says at the bottom.
It's even closer now.
Does it?
Yeah, yeah, we missed the
after
winning
UK.
last race in Hockenheim's. It's closed up, and I think you had a better race than you.
Yeah, I finished down in P8.
So technically, the points, the order would actually stay the same. With
Yeah, but it's just bunched up a bit more.
Yeah. Actually, how many points did you get?
I got 15, and Mitzi got 25.
Yeah, you'd still be in second. Ow. So, any predictions for the rest of the season?
For what championship? What
Just in
are we
general,
predicting? In general,
yeah.
Well, this is a hope as much as it is a prediction, but I'd say another 10 exciting races that are, going to be really enjoyable to watch and have a lot of action in. I mean, personally, for myself, I'd obviously love to be still fighting for the championship at the end of the season. But I think we'll just expect, quite a lot of the same, some really good quality driving week in, week out, and maybe a few surprises on the podium at times. That would be pretty nice to see.
Yeah,
That's always good for racing.
I'd agree with that, to be honest, on the whole. Don't really have much more to add to that. Just, yeah, like Harry said, just hope for some good close races to the end of the season.
Hopefully, boys, might see, like you said, there's quite a few races still left. We've only done about half the season, so then might see some surprise runners come from out of nowhere to maybe claim second, maybe first, if possible, in the championship. But yeah, from the races so far, it's been quite a good season. And yeah, any predictions for next week? Done much practice for it yet?
Done a bit, but a little bit, yeah. It's one of those where pace isn't exactly the biggest thing because it's pretty easy to follow around here. So I'd say we'll probably see a safety car and maybe someone unusual on the podium. That would be my prediction.
Not too many overtakes.
Yeah, that's hungry for you. So, this has surprisingly been a shorter section than we actually planned for. It's supposed to be 15 minutes, but really can't think of anything else to ask. No, can't actually think of anything. But if you lads want to stay, you're welcome to stay, and if you want to go, just focus on the short qualifying that's going on right now. Wherever you feel comfortable with, lads.
I'll stay then, mate, because I'm meant to be helping you out anyway, I think, so.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
This never gets told to me. So, I will have to figure out if Hicklin is available for actually talking.
Well, we can, whilst doing that, could say why did he end up being the driver of the week? What did he do that earned him the title?
Well, if you give me a second, because I did have that page open and then closed it. We have 2 driver of the weeks this week, one for F2 and one for Formula 1. We have shit, where's it gone? I have lost the actual. Oh, there it is. So Hicklin for F2 for the sprint race. He controlled the sprint race from the front of the safety car period and onward, and yeah, had a very commanding race. Did quite well. He did win it, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, so that's why Hicklin got Driver of the Week for Formula 2, and for Formula 1 was Fingerboy, who had a stellar race and earned his first podium after starting outside of the top 10, made some good strategy calls, and controlled his race with little to no mistakes. So hopefully we'll be getting them in the next couple minutes, if not just one of them. Fingerboy, Dubai, and Hicklin. Hopefully they will be coming in a second. It's a good job this that Div 1 part was a bit shorter because it allows us to get invites in.
Well,
If you want, we can talk about the
yeah, we can go over Div 2 whilst you're inviting something. What's the plan?
I mean, we were supposed to get Beast in for Div 2, but if you want, we can just go with us two.
Well, you can get him in as well, that's no issue.
I don't know, what do you want to do? We haven't planned this very well, have we?
Well, we'll stay. Bear in mind, we're new to this, but learn for next week.
Yeah.
Start inviting people whilst Div 1 is in the middle of talking.
Yes.
To avoid this, but it's fine. It will come to us. I'm sure everyone can. What's the
I
word?
mean, technically, we did invite them during Div 1's slot, so
Well,
it's still fine.
Business Assassin as well, but we can start going over Div 2, and
Beast Assassin online anywhere.
yeah, I've been invited him. He'll come if he comes.
Okay. Oh, my leg. So, Div 2 definitely a strange season for Div 2, hasn't it, Clock? I mean...
Strange? Did you say strange, or what did I hear? You think so?
Strange. Well, I'm saying it from my point of view of being at the back of the grid most of the time.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. I suppose we have different views, but I mean, as a whole, as a season, I think it's been a great season with close racing. The championship's really close. Although with Smoke moving up, it was one top contender less.
Yeah.
I'm sure Beast Assassin, who's joined us now, he's celebrating as much as I am that Smoke's gone up. That makes
Absolutely.
If you know what I mean. It makes it slightly easier for us in the battle, which is currently... Well, we're currently first and second, me and Beast Assassin. But the whole season, I think it's been great racing. We've had lots of different winners. We had Jocko in Canada, I remember, with the last to first, and Crispy won was it Austria? I think he won, and France maybe it was. We've had some. No, Ranga won France actually. We've had some different winners. It's not just the top winning everything.
Yes.
Me, for example, being second in championship, I've only won one race so far. It's for now. It's like it was Spain.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
It feels like the
Wait,
whole Div 2 season is about being consistent. There's so many people who can win if they have their day. Top Goon as well is one guy that I can think of who's won a race. There's so many people in contention of winning. Callum McKeon is another one. He just keeps coming to me. Yeah, so anyway, a lot of people can win. My point is that the championship's going to be decided by consistency, I think, within the season.
For sure.
With so many different people winning, it's about scoring consistent points every week. That's what I've tried to do, and obviously Beast Assassin's done it a little bit better so far, but still half a season to go.
That's true.
Yep. Still all to play for.
Looking at the points compared to what Div 1 has, the points you can see are much less spread out, so from first to... You've still got Smoke in the actual
as I said,
list.
the leaderboard aren't updated with also Germany. The race report came out just a couple of hours
Yeah,
ago,
no.
so it's yeah.
Well-
Whoever the one who's counting it hasn't been able to do it yet. It will come. It's fine.
Well, even including Smoke, the gap between first and fourth is only 20 points at most. That's after UK, so definitely been some of. I think that might be the closest we've had in Div 2 for a while. So
It's very
we've-
close. Yeah. It is shaping up to be a great second half of the season for sure.
To some more than others, I might say. As I'm sitting at a lonely 17th in the grid. God damn. Anyway, I think this season's has been quite a good season for battles. Like Pluck said, it's been quite close. Of course, we've had some of the reserves in, which has proven to be some quite quick reserves in Div 2 as well. Who've just been giving us some shame at the back of the grid, honestly. And yeah, it's been quite a good season.
But if I can ask you like this, I mean, at the front, I think the racing's been fantastic. I had a really good battle with Ranga in Germany, the last race, and asking you then, you keep saying you've been at the back. Is the racing close there? You even, I
Well-
mean, even if you're at the back, you still feel like you enjoy it because of being able to have battles and so on.
Most of the time, yeah, most of the time there is good battles. Most of the time there's clean battles. Most of the time it is good racing. My problem is it's not all the time. Of course, it's never going to be all the time. Not everyone is perfect. So, but the racing is good at the back of the grid still. So it's definitely consistent grid of people when it comes to actually battling. I'm just not very consistent when it comes to battling because I always lose my pace once I start a battle. But yeah, just I wouldn't say there's any improvements needed to our division. I think it's actually quite good. Would you two agree with me on that one?
100%, yeah. I remember going back
From
to Bahrain, I believe it was me, Crispy, and Jocko. We had just an insane battle, a race-long battle. But we was just fighting for the lead the whole thing. It's just an insane race. So if you want to watch an SLR race, I recommend that one for sure.
Yeah, it's always good to see long battles that last for quite a while. They are always some of the best battles, in my opinion, because you get to see everyone figuring out each other's patterns, when they're going to brake, if they're braking later. You sort of get to know the other driver when you're in a longer battle. When you're in a short battle that lasts a lap or a corner, then you'd like, well, no, right, off we go. But when you're actually racing side by side for multiple laps on end, you actually get a sense of, this is the best racing I've had. Now I just realised I'm streaming, I should actually be watching people race.
It's fine. Well, predictions. The two predictions. What do we have?
Championship?
Oh, just
It's just in
any
general.
general predictions.
Oh, I think we'll
What do
see
you think
Callum
about-
McKeown rise in the championship for sure. He's
Yeah.
found some good pace
I have to
recently,
agree on that one.
which I'm happy about, being his teammate.
Declan McKean's a really good driver, and he definitely he's always been quick. Didn't he move to the wheel for this season as well?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
Yeah, he
think it
did.
was-
He did.
might-
He moved to wheel. He got moved down to Div 3, but he found the pace pretty quickly. He got moved up again,
Yeah.
and now he's already a winner. So
Yeah, so that's the thing about Callum McKean. he's not had that much practice. He's not had as much time as other people on the wheel, but he's definitely already shown his hand that he can do well in races. He can be quick. I think one of the biggest things for him originally in Div 2 was his consistency, because he wasn't always consistent, but he was quick. So, yeah, I'd have to agree with you on that one. I think Callum McKeon will definitely show us a good couple of races, maybe even a good rest of the season. What about you, Clock? We haven't heard you predict anything yet.
Wait, you cut out there for me. Repeat, please.
We haven't heard you predict anything yet. What about you?
Well, my predictions are pretty... I don't know actually what I want to predict, but I want to see great racing, just wheel to wheel. That's what I enjoy the most. Actually, I enjoy winning the most, but second to winning, I enjoy racing wheel to wheel. No, it's true though. But yeah, I've just going side by side with people from multiple corners and watching it on stream, and it's the most enjoying thing to watch. And when you do it yourself and you can watch it back, I think it's amazing.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you on that one.
And yeah, just hopefully we can see that, and hopefully we can see the divisions keep being so unpredictable, keep having multiple winners, not that one guy starts to win all the races and start dominating, and
Yeah.
Beast Assassin, I'm
Bit
talking to you,
shaded
slow
on
down
that
if you have to.
To be honest,
That
though,
awkward silence
I
was
haven't
for,
won since
Yeah, I'm joking. I'm
Azerbaijan.
joking.
No, I know
I'm
you did.
Really?
But I haven't won since Azerbaijan.
Oh, you're shit then.
Damn,
I
I
won.
thought you'd won recently.
My win was more recent than yours. You're awful.
I'm going to
I think
leave
from
now.
the
but
back of the
I'm
grid,
joking.
Yeah.
I think from the back of the grid perspective, I think we'll see a lot of the midfielders to back runners sort of close in again. Because I mean, once at the start of the season, we saw very close racing. We saw people gaining points nearly every race, or at least getting good points intermittently during races. So it just depends on how people race from now on, but I do think it'll definitely close up. And hopefully we'll see Beast struggling to keep his championship lead. I don't mean that in a bad way, mate. I mean it in we want to see some consistency.
Well, I
As we see,
definitely hope so, Callum. I agree with you fully.
I wasn't saying that for your sake, mate, if I'm honest.
I did.
Maybe I'll come back out of nowhere and start winning. I doubt it, but let's wait and see. Oh, God.
Yeah, I think...
So... Go ahead.
I feel that's pretty much it for Div 2, is it? Or
I mean... don't know. Do you think there's anything else we need to say?
obviously not.
We've got the
I mean,
return
from-
of OMH.
actually-
I don't know if that's a...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's
It's
a
also,
pretty interesting thing.
Yeah. I can't remember why he left. Didn't he move to...
He went on a work trip to South Africa for 2.5 months, I think it was.
Yeah.
And obviously
Oh,
his
yeah.
last race was Australia, where the big crash happened, and he was part of the big crash. So he hasn't actually got much racing in. Yeah, he came back to, I believe it was Germany we just did, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
But
his
he
first
didn't have
race
the best
back.
of times,
Well, apart from
crashing out
F2.
on lap 4.
I'll see if I can find him here on the statistic page. Well, yeah. He's done 5 races in total in SLR. He's retired in 4 of them, so can only go upwards from now, I'd say.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's got...
As you say that, he's just crashed in the league race we're doing right now.
I'm really
I wish I was
sorry
making it
for
up.
picking on you, but it's just statistics. Yeah.
I mean, to give credit where credit's due, he did come back and immediately ask if the admin team needed any help, and immediately volunteered himself for it. So
Yeah, I think it's
give him
amazing to
credit
see. And whilst talking about the admin team, I as an LO can just take the time then to, what's the word, give praise to everyone and for the work they've done, especially in Div 1, but the amount of recruiting people do and the amount of time people take to make the league work in the way it does when we had a cleanup of Div 1 or whatever you want to call it. Lots of people going.
the purge.
Yeah, the admins were straight on it, bringing in drivers, I should say, to make the grid full and get a lot of people racing, and it's really nice to see when you have a league and it works so well. And lots of views on Twitch and followers, and it's just so funny when you can have a community working like this.
Yeah, we hit 6,000 views on Twitch today, didn't SLR?
I think I saw that message on
Yes.
streams.
Yeah, 6,000. Pretty good going.
I know. Is that individual views or just overall?
I think it's individual.
Either way, that is quite a milestone considering we've only been in about a year. And yeah, from an admin point of view, all the divisions have been done. Because of course, well, I meant to say steward point of view. All the divisions have been doing quite well when it comes to sending in clips. We have had the odd one here and there, just not being consistent enough with sending in clips, even though there has also been problems with Xbox not loading clips, so we can't fully fault them on it. And we can see some of the clean racing. I mean, Div 2 had one clip, and that was only sent in because
You wanted to?
I don't know. Can't remember why I sent it in.
Yeah,
I made
well,
up some stupid reason last night.
I think it's about time to move on pretty soon.
Yes, you're right. Actually, we should move on. Do you want to move on to Div 3, or do you want to move on to a different segment?
Yeah, we'll take something different. What do you have in line?
Well, thanks for clearing that clock, because actually it's your quiz time.
Ooh!
This isn't scripted at all, is it, lads?
No, it actually isn't, because this is not where we were supposed to be in the script yet.
What's the time? Where are we meant to be?
I don't know. I haven't looked at it.
I've lost the script.
Well,
hold on.
Callum,
I've got the
Callum has
script.
told me the script, and it's time for my quiz. I'm very excited to see how many of you that can get some questions right. I'll also go into the
shit, that's
stream
last week.
chat. I'll also go into the stream chat, and people, I'll wait a bit with giving the answer, so you get the chance to send in your answer.
That's a good idea. Because
The
of course it
questions,
didn't
so we'll
really
see
work
if
that well
anyone-
last week.
We'll see if anyone can have it right, but for me the stream isn't... Oh yeah, it is now. My computer is just a bit slow. Anyway,
Let's see what my
First
severe lack
question.
of SLR knowledge does this week.
first question. Get ready. Listen
I'm
carefully.
ready.
We're coming on to Hungary next week, so I thought we'll take a question about Hungary. And who is the first SLR pole sitter in Hungary?
Oh, you're a...
Division
do we have
two.
any
Someone in
qualified
Division
guesses?
2.
It'll be Div 2.
Yeah. I'm gonna go for podium then.
I'm gonna guess Ranga.
Actually, no. I'm gonna say Ranga as well. But we'll have to wait for the stream to see their answers.
Yeah, but
Or
they have
if
a...
you think you know the answer.
Yeah, can you think of anyone
Yeah,
else?
can I say
that
you
could?
clock?
Of course you can.
Yeah, all the answers are just gonna be clock.
problem is that I wasn't
tell-
in Div 2
Well, it was
by
block
that
Yeah,
point,
that's
but,
why.
True.
I was in Div
I
1.
don't really know anyone, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, Scott has guessed me, but that's obviously wrong.
Might have to jump on
Thanks, Scott.
the Wrangle wagon, I think.
Steve thinks
Yeah.
Ranga. There's a lot of guesses for Ranga here. The top guesses is Ranga and Podium, but the answer is the champion of Div 2. It's Constant Ryan.
Oh, really?
He won the championship. He also got the pole in Hungary, being the first SLR pole sitter.
Oh, damn.
Next
Yeah.
one is also a question about Hungary, but it's a bit more
Here we go.
general. Who is the most successful driver over all 4 seasons in Hungary? Who's collected the most points in Hungary in SLR?
Oh.
So
That
for that, I'm
specific
gonna go
driver
with
has.
Podium.
Yeah, that specific driver has
Yeah,
collected
that
55
sounds
points
like
so far.
that sounds like a
55
podium sort
points.
of answer, isn't it?
I'm
Podium
gonna
or
have to
Presto,
say
one of those
podium.
two, surely.
Probably podium.
Scott's
No.
with you, one of you, and thinks Presto. The rest thinks
I would
Podium.
have said Presto, I think.
No one else you can think of? I can tell you that
Mm.
both Presto and Podium is wrong.
BCT Legends.
Might be Legends then.
No, I
That is
don't know.
correct.
Oh, actually, hold on.
Oh, it is?
Legends
Oh, it
is
is.
correct.
Oh, wow.
Steve Brick
That's
guessed
true.
Presto as well. That's of course
Yeah,
wrong.
Callum was
BCT
never
Legends
wrong.
is at 55 points. He's done 3 races. Now we'll move away from Hungary for question 3, and
Thank God.
who has done the most races in Division 3
In
out of
Division,
any driver in an SLR? He's done 54 races in Division 3. Who could it be?
Steve-O. It's definitely Steve-O.
Scott says Steve as
Yeah.
well. Youngie says Steve-O. Got a lot of
Oh,
guesses for Steve-O here.
can't argue then, can I?
I'll have to say I'm a bit surprised that everyone said Steve-O. It's correct. He's on 54, but Hicklin is just 1 behind him with 53. I'm surprised
Oh,
no one
yeah.
guessed Hicklin. But it's correct with Steve-O. It's correct.
The Hicklin would have been my second guess.
Question number 4. Moving back to Hungary. Last season, we had 3 race winners. Who were they? In Hungary.
Was Div 1
Oh,
Freeman?
who won Div 2?
Div 2 was podium.
Yeah, Div 2 was Podium. No, actually, I don't think it was.
Was it not? But it was podium. No, because podium was in a battle with someone throughout the entire race.
Yeah, Podium took me
Wow.
out, and I was in
Could be
fifth.
Legends then. So then he's got 55
Oh yeah,
points. so-
Legends.
So guess there's a Div 3 and a Division 1 as well.
Well, Jam said Freeman for Div 1. But
Yeah,
anyone
I
else
think
got
that's a
any
safe bet.
ideas?
I might say, was it for last season? Did you say
Last
Yeah.
season, yeah.
Dawsey for last season? Div 3.
Haven't they
What
moved up to Div
ra-
2?
what
can't
race
think
did-
of that
Yeah,
one.
what race did Dorsey and Smoke move up?
I thought that was Russia, wasn't
That
it? So they moved quite late in the season.
A lot of thinking. What's
I just can't think of Div 1.
What's the stream chat saying?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Scott
give us
thinks
some help.
Freeman in Div 1. Everyone has said Freeman
Hmm.
in Div 1, and I can tell you that is correct. It's Freeman for Div 1. There's a
Hey,
Div 2 and a
you
Div
got
3
one
as well.
Well, I'd say Legends for Div 2, but
Yeah, I'm
That
gonna
may
go
be
Legends
wrong.
as well.
I know it definitely wasn't you, Clark, considering you took me out during the race.
Did I? I don't remember
Yeah.
that actually.
Shade.
I'm so sorry.
I was actually on for good points that one as well.
There's something with
Well,
every time
yeah, we'll
Callum
go-
is up to good points, getting taken out by someone. Yeah, sorry.
It is. It's a curse.
Yeah, I think
You're saying legends with it too.
Legends, yeah. I think that's a good shout.
That is correct.
I'm gonna have to stick with
Oh,
Dorsey for Div 3
2 out
then.
of 2, 2 out of 2.
Nah,
We're gonna
not sure about
trust
all
Callum
of
on
it.
this one.
Actually, yeah, go
Who
on.
won Div 3? Can we
Go
get
on,
from
we're gonna-
some guesses from Scott or Stevo in the chat, the Div 3 people? Do you know who won
They raced
your
people who won
division
Division
last
they
season?
should know.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. See if they can help you.
Ooh, it might have been being emotional, actually.
Scott
Oh,
said
that's
it
solid.
wasn't him, so that's the best clue he can give.
Possibly Gary, because Gary did come in for a couple of races during that season. So, did he go to Hungary actually? I'm stumped. I'm just gonna stay at Dorsey.
Yeah, let's just Dorsey.
Is that your answer?
Yeah, that's my final answer.
I am so sorry, but it was Smoke.
Oh.
Oh,
We forgot about Smoke.
Div 1 smoke.
Div 1 Smoke, yeah, he won Hungary last season in Div 3. It's been a quick journey for him, hasn't it? Up the divisions.
Yeah.
But we'll.
funny enough, I
yeah.
streamed Hungary last year.
Moving on then. Last question. I've saved the hardest
Last question
one.
already.
Hardest one for the final one. Hardest not to crack. In season 2, Haas won the joint constructors. But who were the 6 drivers?
I Callum 76, Presto Evans, Gareth 17.
We'll start taking division by division.
BCT.
Start with division 1. Season 2.
That was Presto, definitely.
Who were in the Haas in season 2? In Div 1.
Did Relic drive Haas at some point? I honestly don't know. So I'm just sort of
Possibly.
throwing names out there.
Div 1, I'm gonna go with Presto and Relic, no?
Any other
Final answer.
qualified guesses?
No.
No. Well, I can tell you are wrong on both. It was Evoke Replace and
Oh.
David Storm.
Oh, yeah.
Presto was actually in the Alfa Romeo in season 2.
Oh, I thought it was in the... Oh, yeah.
Well, we had Div 2 drivers as well.
Div 2 is definitely going to be harder for me. I didn't pay a single bit of attention to Div 2 in Season 2.
Any guesses? No one.
Maybe,
No one else than Callum. The others of you weren't here, but then were you? So it's a bit harder for you, I guess.
No.
I'm going to say... BCT... and... Podium.
Podium is correct, but it wasn't Legends. It was me.
You were in the Haas for Div 2?
It was me and Podium in the Haas in season 2. Yeah. But now we're moving on to Div 3, and if Callum doesn't get this, I'm gonna be very, very disappointed, because he was one of the drivers.
What I'm gonna say is, I had 3 different teammates during that season.
Well, I guess it's the one who raced in the final parts of the season then.
It was me and Gareth 17.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Trivia question for all
The
of
only
us then. Who
season
were
I've
you
been
other
winning.
2 teammates? Because I don't even know that myself, but...
Oh,
you've thrown me a fucking curveball.
Also, Scott has a
No one
question
knows the
for me,
answer.
so go ahead and ask it. Whilst Callum tried to figure out who was his other teammates.
See, they only raced 1 or 2 races each, so I haven't got a clue, mate.
That's
Got me
disappointing when you
flustered.
tell...
Is that what you're saying?
I
Or is
can't
he,
think of them, sorry.
No. Yeah.
Do they still race now? Like you gotta know that.
I have
surely.
no clue who it was. I thought Callum know. That's why I asked him.
No, I only
Callum,
know that I had
since
two different
since he
teammates.
said he had 2 teammates, I thought he knew. Anyway, Scott is asking what. Really, Scott?
What's he asking?
Never mind
What's he
Scott's
asking?
question. He
Oh.
asked.
What's he asking?
He asked,
No.
"What the fuck is a Ludwig?" Anyone who
Doesn't it
doesn't know,
mean
that's my
Lewis
name.
Does it mean Lewis in English?
And Rang agrees with him. Okay, let's move on, Callum. What's the next on the schedule? I'll tell them both to fuck off,
if
and
you just
I will leave
Yeah.
them.
Bullied out of there.
No, that's how I feel as well.
well,
I'm not gonna look at the stream chat
Hicklin
anymore. I
is-
refuse.
Hicklin is racing, so we can't get him in for driver of the week. And Fingerboy didn't actually join, so I think we're going to leave driver of the week as just named. The next is Div 3, actually. So, I don't actually remember who we were going to get in for Div 3. I think it was Neelix and
Neelix.
someone else.
Yeah, I'll find out. Neelix.
Yep, Neelix and Youngie.
Young.
If you could be so amazing and invite them for me, please, while I am streaming.
Well, whilst they are waiting, we can ask Midzi about earlier about the invitation. If he's here, I don't know if he is or not.
Yeah.
If he's available to speak.
Who am I getting in? Uni
Uh,
and Neelix.
Yes. Midzi, if you include your audio, and we'll just have a quick discussion about the Invitational. I don't know much about it. I haven't been told much about it. I only know I lost the first round.
Well, you can talk us through it, can't you? Tell us how it went.
Oh.
You want me to talk through it? Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
Yes, please.
Okay. Oh God. Can't even remember the first race now. Oh, that was it. Italy. Yeah. And first, I think I was against Dark Zenon around Italy, and that was pretty straightforward. Nice clean race. Then, oh no. The track, there was Monza. Is it Austria next?
Brazil.
Brazil, no, that's it, Brazil. Yeah, Brazil, then I had G Ninja in Brazil, that was again pretty forwards. Much to say really about that. And then it was Austria, that was quite interesting. It's against Rislin, that was pretty straightforward, and then we had a little bit of contact in the last lap, but I didn't really think much of it. Thought I would have been out, but he got a little penalty for it. So I managed to go through after that. And then I had Silly Bunny in Abu Dhabi. That was quite interesting. Yeah, that was quite interesting. Not really sure what's happening there. But then managed to get through after that because I got a few penalties. And then I had a really good race really with Lewis. I think it's Lewis OD. And, from a Div 3 driver around France. That was a really good race, really enjoyed that. He made me have a good battle, worked for it, and then just got him at the end. But yeah, it was really fun, good event, really enjoyed it. Yeah, not really much else to say really.
Well,
Callum, mate,
I'm glad you enjoyed it, mate.
Could you turn the game volume down? I think
Yeah, ahead of you, mate.
Yeah, that's alright.
It was on the original settings, so I'm surprised it's loud.
Mm.
And I've got my TV turned all the way down, so I shouldn't be able to hear it through my TV either, so... Yeah, I can't remember who else participated in the, Actually, do we have both Div 3 drivers in? Both Neelix and Youngie?
Yes, we do.
Neelix, Youngie, could you make sure your boxes are ticked, and we're just going to go through the season so far with yous. Do a little bit of an interview with yous.
Yeah,
Oh,
let's
See,
do
we're
it.
bang on time now, boys,
you both ready?
for this.
I was born ready.
Aye, that's good to hear. So, in general, not from your own perspective, just in general of Div 3 so far, how's it been?
Mixed up. I think I've had a good season, but even at this stage, I can't call who's going to win it. I don't know if anyone's won a race twice, have they yet? I don't know. That might be one to look up. And also, the last few races, there's been some new guys joined that have been superb. I mean, V-Dub's original 96, we have Venom taking the win in Germany. You just can't call it, but every race has been brilliant. Every race has been interesting. Weather's played its part. Strategy's played its part. I couldn't call it at this stage.
Yeah, I have to agree.
Confirm something.
I have to agree with Neelix on that 100%. It's definitely an open championship.
Yeah, just looking at the points there in the top 4, which is what we're using as the basis. Less than 30 points separate them. That's after UK, so Germany doesn't affect that yet. So from then it's quite close, and even then there's not much in the way of gaps compared to the other two divisions. Very similar points to Division 2. So definitely seeing some close racing just by looking at the points. You can see that there's more consistency in there, and after UK there was only actually one person who hadn't scored a point. So everyone's doing quite well. So from your own individual perspectives, like how are your seasons going so far?
Mine started out probably better than I could have expected. In Australia, I won, which I wasn't expecting, and it was by a margin as well. So I think I was taken by surprise as much as anyone there. Then I managed to the first sort of 5-6 races. I was sort of getting podiums. Since then, the last 4 or 5 races, it's been good recovery drives. There's normally been like a lap 1 incident or something like that that's sort of derailed me a bit. To the point where I think it was in Silverstone, I was saying to myself, I'm getting sick of having good recovery drives now. I just want to have a good drive. Thankfully, that came in Germany with the 2nd place. Dark Zenon's taken me in the championship now, so I'm watching him as well. But as I've already said, that there are other guys around that I'm, well aware that I'm either going to have to attack or defend against pretty soon. So, it's all still to play for. I'm going to keep going for it. I'm going to keep trying to score big. I'm going to try and get Zenon and go for it. But I'm going to be looking in the mirrors the whole time.
Yeah.
And what about you, Youngie?
It's been a bit mixture for me. It started quite bad. Australia, I crashed about 4 times in that race. It wasn't. I think it was. Yeah, I think it was the first three. I struggled. Then I found a bit of pace. Then we had like Baku, Monaco, and I just lost it. Just couldn't even get a point. But then I seemed to find a bit of pace again until Silverstone, where there was a few incidents and dropped points, and obviously didn't make it last weekend. But it's good. Obviously, we're not just competing one against one. They reached like Neelix has said, and you have said, there's four or 5 contenders. You're not just looking at, I'm not just looking at say Neelix getting pole position. There's 4 or 5 you're watching while you're sat in Q3.
Can I just ask you guys a question, if that's alright? I was just going to say, again, from a personal point of view, like, what would you say your highlight of the season's been so far?
Personally, or from the division as a whole?
From a personal point of view.
Australia. Race number 1. I couldn't have done much better than that if I tried. And as I've already said, no one was more surprised at that than me. So, that's one that I keep watching back. And, every time I feel down, I just watch that race.
So I think from there, it's Canada. Obviously, Dorsey came back. Obviously now a Div 1 driver. He came back and I managed to hold him off. I know there's an incident on turn 1. but managed to hold him off and take the win, which was massive. Just had a good claim race.
Yeah, I mean, I know personally I've watched quite a lot of the Div 3 races this season. It's been really enjoyable to watch, and yeah, like you said, really close within the whole field, really, and it's provided some really entertaining racing. So hope that can carry on throughout the rest of the season. Obviously, have a little bit of bias towards Neil being a Haas driver like myself, but I'm hoping that that both of you will do well. I mean, carrying on how well you've done so far, obviously, and provide some really good entertainment for the rest of the season. Hopefully, a title fight.
Hopefully, yeah. I've got to say as well that a lot of the other guys in Div 3, I mean, the racing is tough, but it's clean, and that's what's making it even better every week. Because even the new guys that have come in, I mean, there was some great racing with them in Germany. So look forward to more of it.
That's good to hear. Div 3, as we've seen over many of the seasons, has always been close, good racing. Season 1 was not the most consistent, I must admit, watching some of the older clips, but definitely one of the more fun divisions to watch, and it's always good to see newcomers that seem to be in Div 3 but randomly get put into Div 1 and they actually do quite well. It's always good to see. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think just to sort of add on to what's been said, like obviously I think we've probably had the least amount of clips sent into the stewards this season from Div 3, so that's always something good little stat to have there for Div 3.
Yeah, it's definitely been steadily declining when it comes to clips for all divisions, to be honest, but Div 3 definitely has seen a decline recently, which is always good to see. It definitely shows that as people are getting more used to racing week in, week out, we're all getting used to just sort of racing cleanly, which is excellent. And the stream does always get to see some great battles. Unfortunately, there is some tracks that stop that from really being the case, but oh well.
Yeah, Hungary could be interesting. I mean, I don't know about you, Youngie, but it'd be nice to have a dry race, wouldn't it, this week?
A draw race, 100%.
Yeah,
but also, this track, I mean, battles. I mean, this is a track that's going to bring battles. There's not many places to overtake, so you've got to make the
overtaking is going to be on the straight.
Will you see a few drivers getting frustrated, diving down the inside for a few corners, potentially, or going around the outside? I mean, it can happen. It's definitely going to be close this weekend. Like you say, with the way the league's going, there are group. We aren't that far apart. Austria showed that. I think Austria there was 13 of us within 8/10 or something.
Yeah.
In Q2. You know, another tight track, you could see a 20-car train, effectively. Which would be interesting.
Yeah, well, hopefully Hungary will... I think all divisions sort of said that Hungary will be a very interesting race when it comes to racing, but yeah, I think the main straight is going to be the biggest overtaking opportunity. Though we have seen in the past that people go for any overtake if they can, which is not always the best, but get some interesting moves here and there if they go for it. So, do you guys have any predictions for the rest of the season in general, or yourselves?
No. I know you always pick someone out.
Fair enough.
There's a few names. And like I said, in Germany, V-Dub's my new teammate. He had a great race. So well done to him. We are Venom. I think that was his first race, and he stormed it. He won.
Second, I think. Was it his second? I think he raced Silverstone as well. I think Silverstone was his first.
Silverstone? I was
Yeah.
at the back at Silverstone. I didn't see any of the fun stuff at the front. Yeah, like I said, the original guy. Plus, there's the usual, Youngie's Gareth Hicklin. Steve-O, I'm still waiting to see his first win.
It'll happen sometime.
It'll come eventually.
Laura Vos says
Even if
it's
we have to
gonna
take
happen.
everyone else out.
Yeah, but no, genuinely at the minute, I'd love to say, yeah, my money's on so and so, but I couldn't call it at the minute.
No.
Yeah.
It's so open. So open.
Which is good to see, because... Go ahead. Yeah, you were going to say something?
Yeah, to see, you got, like you say, you got newcomers, you got V-dubs, you got like reserve drivers coming in and scoring good points. They're not scoring 2 or 3 points. They're scoring good points, so they don't need to do every race, but they could still be a contender.
Yeah.
Because they're scoring consistently high-scoring points. And Dart Zenon seems to be flying as well recently.
Yeah. He is pure class. I hate to say it, but he is. I hate to say it because he overtook me. He took the lead off the championship off me, but fair play to him.
So, is that it for Div 3 then?
Can I just add something, Callum?
Yeah, sure, that's fine.
Sorry I'm late. No, I just wanted to say, because I've obviously, the biggest thing for Div 3 for me is the standard. It's just gone up, well, loads of notches over the last 4 seasons. It's just from what we were when in the first race in Australia, about 16, 17 months ago, to what we are now. I mean, the quality of driver we have, and it's made the original guys kind of step up as well and push up. So I think generally the bottom league is better, and I think it's just feeding all through the rest of the leagues. The standard through the whole lot has just risen. So I just wanted to add that really, because it's great, and it's great moving forward really. I mean, we don't have, we have fair drivers, but we have good drivers as well, good times.
Yeah, I mean, just to add to that, sorry, I've just done a full season with SLR. I think it was in Germany. It was my first race last season. So now I'm starting to see all my trial times come back around from what I did last season. I'm improving by nearly 1.5 seconds a lap, but I'm still not flying ahead of everybody. So everybody's standards have improved massively.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what you want to see. That's what it's for.
Because of not being able to get Hicklin in, and as he is currently racing, and we have tried to get Fingerboy in, we have just mentioned the drivers of the week. So essentially, we haven't got much else to say.
Well, can we just have a chat about the Invitational? Has that been mentioned?
We have mentioned the Invitational, but from one point of view. If you have anything to add there, Steve.
Well, I don't know what was said, so I'm not sure. But no,
it was just from Midsy's point of view.
Oh, you had Midsy on. Oh, brilliant. Yeah, well, congratulations to him. No, it was a great success, but I got cut off earlier at the end of it, and I just wanted to say thanks to all the admins that helped put it together, because it's not an easy job, and it's a big job. Lots of things to sort out. You need a lot of help and a lot of people to kind of be willing to help and willing to do stuff. There's the donkey work, I suppose you call it. And yeah, I think it was a real big success. And we just looked at the viewing figures for it, and their standards, I think maximum views was 50 or 49. New followers, new subscriber. I think, it's just great. So yeah, I just wanted to add that really, just because I got cut off earlier. So I want to just say thanks to all the admins and all the help, and all the drivers that had a go, because it was it was a different format to what we've done before. It was we've done basically it was a 3-lap thing, and you have one 3-lap race and you're out. But the amount of drivers that were out and then just carried on watching Twitch, carried on chatting on the stream chat, carried on supporting the drivers out of their divisions, the drivers from the other divisions, and it just shows what SLR is like amongst the drivers, what it means to the drivers. Everyone gets on, and it just proves it. Do a 3-lap race, get out, and just rather than just say, oh well, that's my race going, I'm going off. Sticking around and supporting the event and supporting the people and the drivers, and I think that's great. So that was all I had. That's my take on that, really.
As one of those drivers that sort of didn't stick around because they ended up having to do other things after the race. To be honest, I had the stream on in the background just while I was doing stuff. As the admin who didn't even realise he was supposed to be doing a lobby host, and I felt so shit for that.
Oh, don't worry about
apologies to Freeman and everyone who then had to pick up the slack, but I didn't actually realise until Freeman angrily kept putting my name into the Discord chat that I was supposed to be hosting one of the lobbies. So
yeah,
I apologise
fine,
to
mate.
everyone in
No,
the
it's
admin
fine.
team.
It was just we had to find someone because Beast and Owen was racing each other, so we just had to find someone to cover it. So I just whacked your name in and put it on the chat. But hey, it doesn't matter. There was one race where we had to redo it because for some reason I had a car in there, but I was spectating the car. So I was spectating the race like normal, and there was 3 cars on the grid, and I was in a Mercedes. So don't know what the hell happened there, but hey, it's all part of the fun. I think it's all part of the kind of the invitational kind of feeling, really. If things don't go wrong, if you don't have to kind of apologise to everyone and then have another go, it's what makes it, and it's what makes it real. It's what makes it, because nothing's perfect in life, so why should the invitationals be any different? So yeah, don't feel bad about it, mate. That's just part of it, and we move on. We coped. We ended up doing it stream, so it was an extra race on the stream anyway. So them drivers wouldn't have got to watch, got to be watched. So yeah, I wouldn't worry yourself, mate. But it's all good. So yeah.
Anyone else want to say anything about the invitational before we move on?
I'll just add on, I guess, to what you said. I mean, it was really enjoyable, albeit I had a bit of an early exit, but I stuck around, supported. It was good to watch, and yeah, really well run actually. I mean, I chipped in a bit, but I think overall, like, everyone that helped out, it was really smoothly ran throughout the whole thing. I mean, like I say, I had a couple of hiccups, but I mean, you get them, don't you? So overall, I mean, it was really well run and really enjoyable event.
Oh, that's good. No, it was me and Rango was on the stream and Owen for a bit for 3 hours. I think it was just over 3 hours. It was the stream, 3 hours 6 minutes, I think it was. So yeah, it was a mammoth task. It was longer than I thought. To be fair, we did all the workings out yesterday, or was it the day before yesterday? We done a couple of practice runs. It was like 8 minutes a race. We were just thinking, oh, this is great. We'll be done in 2 hours, but no. But like I said, I mean, people stuck with it. Yeah, it was just. I think it was a success. Really, it was something different. We've done one 5-lap invitational, and where we just basically done 10 races of 5 laps, and we've done one now, like a World Cup tournament style event, 3-lapper. I think the next thing on Monday we're looking at, and nothing's set in stone yet, but we're looking at is possibly classic cars. So that'll be interesting. But we've got to obviously do a lot of work to try and work out what goes where and how we'd run that, and try maybe think, well, do we do 5-lappers again, not 3? You just got to weigh everything up. But I think, like I said before, the support we get, the help we get. I mean, like Ham said, he done it. He helped a lot. A lot of them did. It makes it so much easier for the likes of me, Ranga, Clock, Scott, the LOs who were kind of trying to organise it. To have the help, it's just you can't put it into words how that helps. If I say to certain admins, who can do this, and then you've got 3 people saying I can do it. Yeah, I don't mind doing that. It just makes life easier. It makes everything work and make everything run. And like Ham said, it runs smoothly. But that's only because we had everything in place and all the people helping that makes it run smoothly. So no, it's good. And these invitations are going well. So keep them going. It's a lot of fun, and like I said, it brings everyone together because it's multi-division. It means everyone's, and like Lewis said in the interview, because he got to the final. It was him and Hicklin in the semi-final, and he got to the final and done amazing to get there. He knocked out Freeman, who's the reigning world Div 1 champion, not world champion, reigning Div 1 champion. But he said, being able to have a chance to race these guys that, we've all, I mean, Div 3 guys have got massive respect for, say, the Div 1 guys with the times that they put in, and you think, how the hell did they do that? And you're trying to push it to the limit, and being able to step up and have a race and sometimes beat them, it's what everyone wants, isn't it? So I think it's great. Yeah. Maybe not the Div 1 guys losing to the Div 3 guys, but that's a different story. So.
Can I just quickly say something for that as well? Yeah. To the people that organised it, I know I didn't have the biggest hand in it, but I was there during some of the decisions. We put this together in 3 days, I think it was. 3-4 days.
Yeah, probably. It was the same. It was a normal story. Ranga I think it was Scott come up with the idea, but Ranga kind of goes, "Yeah, come on, let's do it." And then we're like, "Right, okay, this is It was, yeah, because it was like, I said, I think we should leave it till Monday. Ranga's like, no, I want to do it tomorrow. Oh, okay. Right, okay, what have we got to do? So, but no, that's it. I mean, that just shows again the credit to all the lads that kind of put the time and effort into making it what it was, and I think it was really good. So, just that's all I wanted to say on that, really.
Well, swiftly moving on. We are actually at the full time of what we wanted for the stream.
Oh, there we go.
Considering we had one less section, the divisions were shorter than we expected. Clocks questions were about the right time. Thank you everyone for joining in the stream and coming on the podcast. Unfortunately, we couldn't get Hicklin or Fingerboy in. The background race, sorry if the audio was too loud. Usually it is on the same setting for every stream we do, but it must have been just a bit louder today for some odd reason. So, do that as it is. So, thank you everyone for joining. Thank you all for watching. I don't know, I think the most views we had was about 10 or 11, something like that.
I know it's 10 or 11 when I was watching earlier. So that's good.
Thank you for everyone for commenting, asking questions during Clock's little quiz area. And yeah, hopefully this will become a recurring thing. I think there needs to be a revised on some of the way we structure things. I think we need to be a bit more flexible on things and change how we do stuff. But yeah, hopefully we'll see this again in maybe next week or the week after. So thank you all for watching.